Welcome back to another episode on the YouTube channel. I thought I'd do a update today. Just give you an update of where we're at, because I don't think I've done one since the series wrap up post show. So we went into this rebound phase, which we've been doing now for the last 7 or 8 weeks, and treating it really as a health phase, rebound phase, coming off post show, putting food back in, putting training back in. Being in a health phase, being on low super subs, the old get the test back down, and just cruise for quite a bit for 7 or 8 weeks, like I said, putting food back into fairly moderate calories, training back into a healthy range, not trying to push too hard, because obviously we haven't got that recovery there. So I went through a phase. It was probably like 4 to 5 weeks post show where I was probably pushing too hard in training, and I just wasn't recovering, and body was kind of, it was like a week going into week 4, week 5. I was just struggling to recover and getting my recovery back, and I had a bit of a cold, trying to fight that off. And I don't, everyone says take rest off having a cold, which I know you should do, and I preface that to clients, and trying to push through a cold is not good. Me, with my mindset, I find it very, very hard to pull back and know when to pull back. I'm good at pushing through, which is not always the good thing. And I think I was just trying to push through a cold, and trying to push through training, and trying to still progress, which is really not good and really not what you should do. So I did pull back a bit. I did, if you've been watching my Instagram, keeping you updated on stories and stuff, I did, with a rest day, with my Wednesday and Sunday rest days, I didn't go into the gym. So I didn't, because in prep, where I was going to the gym every single day to do cardio, training or steps. Wednesdays and Sundays now, I don't go into the gym at all. I put my cardio sessions, because I'm still doing 3 cardio sessions a week. I've now put my cardio sessions on post-training. So once I've done my training session, I'll go in and do cardio, or go upstairs and do cardio, and my steps. Whereas on Wednesdays and Sundays now is my rest day. So I'll just get up at 6, which is a line for me. Usually I'm up at 4:30. So I lie until 6, which again gives me better recovery, more chance to get rest and just repair the muscle, and prepare for the day after even better. Stay until 6, get up, do my meals, and go and do steps. I'll probably do like a 30 minutes to 45-minute walk, which gets me about just over half my steps done for the day, which is good. So that's kind of how the week's planning out. Again, 5 training days. My split is, at the moment, chest and abs. Monday, Tuesday's pull. Wednesday's a rest day. Thursday's delts and arms. Friday's leg day. Saturday's arms. And Sunday's a rest day. So that's my current split, which honestly I'm really enjoying. It's really working well. I'm seeing some great progress so far in terms of physique, and just how my muscles looking full and round, and really just enjoying training at the moment, and just getting on with what we do in the process of bodybuilding. So everything's really good at the moment. Like I said, food is currently fairly moderate for where we are and where I was in the last off season, with body weight at about 120 at the moment, holding about 120. Not really seeing much increase in that at the moment, because we haven't really pushed food too high, because we don't need to. We had that rebound phase where we're just gaining week and week, a kilo to 2 kilo gain a week on the same food. So there was no need to push food, and especially being in this rebound phase, recovery phase, we don't need to really push food at the moment. That time will come when the off season starts in a week or two, probably looking like next week or the week after, once we get blood results back, which I'll touch on in a minute. But food's at a place now where it's good. It's feeding me in terms of giving me enough fuel to train and to recover, and to see weight slowly go up each week. I'm holding around 120, which is where we got to about 2 weeks ago, and I've been going like 121, 121. This week I went back down to 119, back up to 120 now. So I think we're around that sweet spot now where calories have done its job so far. We need to start pushing through a bit more. Where this week, you know, I had an extra refeed meal, so I have one of my refeed meals the night before legs, because I feel like I just like the feeling of having more food in when I'm training legs in the morning. So I have my refeed meal the day before legs on meal 5, and then I have my oats before bed, and then go and train legs in the morning. That seems to be working well so far, so I'm not going to change that. And then this week we have another refeed meal, which I'm going to put on a Sunday, on a rest day. So I've got one on a training day, one on a rest day. I think last time we had refeed meals in, I had them both on rest days, but I think I'm going to try and change one this week to have one before legs, or one before a lagging body part. You know, I want to bring my legs up, and I think having the refeed meal before the leg session is really just going to help that, and drive some more nutrients into the muscle. So today is Saturday, and we just had our last session of the week, arms, which went really well, progressing nicely, getting stronger without me really trying. You know, I'm really trying not to push load too much like I did in the last off season. You know, I'm very close to my all-time strength right now. And being on low gear and low super subs is a good place to be. You know, I'm very happy with where my strength is and how I'm dealing with the load as well. Not just how my strength is, but how my control of that load is. I think it's much better than it was when I was touching these loads last off season, and to where my weight was as well. You know, last peak off season I got up to 128, I think it was. And you know, a comfortable place for me last time was 123 when we just started prep. I'm currently at 120, and the off season hasn't started yet, so I'm not going to tell you what we're looking to get up to, but it's pretty significant and a good weight to be in before we go back into potentially a show, another one this year. So we haven't decided on that yet, but you know, I'm just looking forward to now just transferring from the rebound phase into the off season and seeing what we can do with that, and seeing what the plan is in terms of training. I don't think training will change much, but I know we're going to start pushing the food soon, so I'm ready for it. I'm hungry. My appetite's great. Digestion's great, which is a very good place to be at right now. So just looking forward to getting underway with everything, and putting some more tissue on this frame, which I already feel like I have done in this rebound phase, which obviously a lot of it is water weight as well. Got to take that into consideration as well, and just blowing up in terms of that. So another thing, stuff we're using around food and stuff, is we are using insulin every single day. 20 IUs of Lantus goes in with my first meal, so with my post-workout meal normally is Cocoa Pops with whey, and then I have my insulin, and we're just utilising that post-training to shuttle them carbs better into the system and better into the muscle that we just broken down in the gym. So that's been going really well. It's just keeping us nice and a bit tighter than usual, and we're just utilising it as much as possible. So that's going well. What else can I update you on? Not much really. We're just waiting for bloods to come back now. Touch on bloods. I had my bloods done this week. So I had my bloods done on Thursday morning, and we got them sent off to Medichecks, which is where we've always done blood work from. They've been really good. Give some really good feedback. You know, we get the whole, get the whole panel of bloods back from Medichecks, with also a doctor's report explaining what we can improve on, and what he sees from the last blood results, because he has a stack of our blood results that we've done over the past, seeing where we are, seeing what we've improved on, seeing what we need to improve on, seeing what we need to work on, what's high and what's low, etc. So I know the bloods that I had done last time, I think I did before prep. So after the off season, before prep, we got bloods done. Now we're doing it post show before we go into the off season. So it'd be interesting to see what they come back like after going through a 23-week prep, after getting down to some seriously low body fat levels, obviously using high, I'm not going to say high, I'd say fairly moderate gear usage in prep. It wasn't high at all, to be honest, from what we were running. But obviously the use of orals during prep as well is gonna pay some. Well, it'd be interesting to see the readings across the liver, kidneys, etc. Because of the use of orals during the prep time and the round show. So we will look forward to seeing those results. I might do a video on this, or I might do it with Luke, or get Luke to maybe talk about it a bit more in detail with me. So maybe I can post something up about that on here. Just run through my blood work with him, so because it'd be interesting to see. But yeah, we'll go on from there, and we'll see what happens in the. Sorry, Mum's just doing something. See what happens in the off season, the start of the off season. But that is kind of what we need to have done before we start the off season, so we can see what we need to do, see what we need to push, and go from there. Really, it just sets us up nicely to see how hard we can basically go, really, and see where my body's at right now, and go from there. So looking forward to that. Probably update you again when we're like halfway through the off season, or maybe like a few weeks deep, to tell you what my calories are and what we're doing in terms of training and stuff, and what potentially the goals are for this year, 2023, which I'm just very excited to again just progress in terms of physique and put some more size on this frame, because we've got the pointers now from show. We obviously did 2 shows last year, pretty much back to back, week between, and we had pretty much the same feedback, which was cool. Pretty much the same feedback from both shows where I got the overall. I won my class as well, and then the worlds as well. So after the show, you get feedback from the judges. They send you an email with what they thought was good, what needs to be improved on, and it was pretty much exactly the same through both, which we kind of knew going in and after show what we need to improve on. So it was nice to hear the same feedback from the judges as well. So that's obviously gone into the training split that I'm doing now to bring those areas up, and hopefully next time we step on stage, the judge will be like, fair play, you've improved in these areas that we asked you to, which is great. Now it's time to just, the areas, I can give you an insight into the areas that they said to improve. Obviously, for us, it's overall mass. I need to fill this frame out, and I need to, as I'm 6'1", it's quite a big frame to fill out, and it's obviously just going to take a few more years of training and stuff to build that muscle on top of the frame, and to stand out even more than I did at the last show. So, but they said overall back development and thickness needs to come up, which I agree on. What else did they say? They said quads were good. I think hamstrings they want to bring up as well. Delts were a strong point. Chest was a strong point. Arms, I think, need to bring up as well. I think they just said the main factor was back. Just back thickness and development would needs to be brought up, because it's, again, my shoulder's quite wide, so it spreads the back out quite wide as well. So I really need some density and thickness in that back to make it pop and make it, when I turn around, just create that show winner physique. So that's obviously what we're working on this year. And again, I'll update you in a few weeks. I'm going to stop rambling now because I'm only talking for nearly 15 minutes. So we're going to go. But that is the end of the rebound phase. We're about to go into the off season. Sent bloods off, waiting for them to get back to us. And then I will update you again in a few weeks' time to tell you what we're doing in terms of the off season plan and stuff. So rebound. So yeah, rebound done. About to go in the off season. We'll update you in a bit, and we'll come back with you next week for probably some training, or maybe another full day of eating. So if you haven't already, go back on the last videos, give them a watch. If not, if you have done, then we'll see you later. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share. We'll see you next week. Cheers, guys.